What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Team Nerd Her podcast, where our best advice here is want to do it right, collect what you like. But Monday is here. It's upon us, you guys. And for the saying today, for Fanime Talks, Chibi Tales, if you want to view it right, anime for life. And today we have the pleasure of getting into our man, Cryo Prime's Chibi Tales, y'all. Big station.
Yeah,
Bro.
big station.
You know what I mean?
And we give shout outs to the Bad Batch and PCP Army. Just a big old station. One more.
Oh, yeah. Dude, they roll deep.
Station to the family, brother. Oh,
That's
Cryo.
right.
Cody, I am super excited. We are super excited to have you in, right, Eric?
Oh yeah, man. I'm telling you, we were saying backstage that this is something that we are looking forward to, all day. But like even then, son, man, when we booked you and locked you in, man, I was just like, dude, I want this now, yo. I want this now.
But as soon as you asked, I was just like, I got nothing going on Mondays. When do you want it?
Oh man, yeah, that was music to my ears. And shout out to TM Nerdy, man, because he was just like, yo, he's like Cryo Prime's in the mix. He knows he loves his anime too. So I was like, oh man, like appreciate that, brother. So thank you for doing this, man. But before we get into that, before we get into the main course, the meat and potatoes, you know how it goes, Steve. Let's hit it, man. Let's say what's up to everybody. Let's do the rundown.
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to the Four Horsemen faction. My brother brother Rudy, man, the legend of the luchador, I calls him. The pillar supporting, he's always supporting the community, man. You'll see him everywhere, man. Something wrong. You already know something right's going to happen when that boy's around. He is the havoc. He is the executive producer to that, Geek Factor Live.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You got brother number 3. You got D-Anime, etc. D-Anime, etc. Senpai. He's one of them sonin. Legendary.
Oh, yeah. He's legendary.
Legendary in the streets and even more legendary in the sheets, my brother. You know what I mean? From what I heard.
All the way from Canada too, yo.
Then you got fourth brother all the way from the other side of the pond, man. Glenn Obi, one with the force and the flatulence, man. He's my hermano. He might come out of the freaking mist and grab the shit out of you, in a scary way, in that kind of way. All right. Don't you go thinking, man. And he's the DC brethren. He's like, like the Batman, to Robin. Like Copy and him are together, man, hand in hand. Just talking about DC,
and I was going to say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but speaking of Copy, you know what I mean? Did you catch his rewind with the Horseman there too? You know what I'm saying? Because that was, how it goes, man. It was
a piece of resistance.
That's right. Chef's kiss right there, baby.
That's it, brother. And then you got those beats, those luscious beats, man. We got to give shout outs to the resident DJ. Beats by Munster, our brother Munster with that Munster mash, man. He's always on it. He's throwing them sick ass beats, man. Shout out to my brother.
That's word.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get it up in these comments. Let's go ahead and shout out. Oh, I see a couple people I haven't seen in a while, and I'm gonna be happy to see him. But I'm happy to see this person first. GTT Comic, man. Bam.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Station right here, a bleeding star.
My man, well, it's good to see you, Frosty.
Coming from galaxies away, man. My brother, anime brethren as well. Shout outs,
man.
Oh, bleeding. You got Frost, my brother Frost. You're in for something, man. So for some good old times, for some chibi tales. And then you got Alonzo, the Cyclops, our team nerd herd station, my brother. Good to see you, Alonzo. We about to get in it. All right, let's keep going down the pike. And we got something Wong. You already know something white is gonna happen.
There you go. What's up, Wong?
There you go, Wong. There you go. Oh, let me go ahead and go back and take that out. Bam. And then here we go. We go back to these comments. Sometimes lives are interesting, You got D-Anime, etc. D-Anime, etc. Right there.
That's right.
All right. So we are all full. Oh, no, we're not. We got some more. There you go.
We got
Deathhead. You got my boy Deathhead. What's going on?
Man?
My NECA brethren, also my horror brethren, and he is wrestling an 8-bit in your face, my brother.
All right.
My boy Deathhead spread everywhere, brother. And I loves it. You know what I mean? And then you got Rage and Cajun Comics, man. You got my brother JD.
What's up, JD?
Man, dude, we chilled this weekend, man. Brother JD, John's Comics Kids, my brother Robert, Comics on the Edge. I don't know. I was thinking about Batman and Robin. You know what I mean?
You were in
Then you
that
got
DC
Alonzo
mix,
and
man.
Geek Driven, man. We were together, man. It just had a grand old time. It was good to see everybody, man. I can't wait till the community just con season comes back together and you could just chill with each other. Look at he's already making fun of me. Sas. All right. Already
Yeah,
starting
man.
his stuff.
Yeah, man. And I was gonna say, man, I felt like this weekend for me was a JD weekend, man. I mean, he was on with Justin, the mayor, with them Lego builds, man. Super
our girl Q.
relaxing. That's right. And our girl Q with his, collectibles and treasures, man. I mean, it was just spectacular. Then I saw him on the IG going back to the Lego store, man. JD just don't quit, man. He's all in the Lego tips. Yeah, man. I mean, this was just a JD weekend for me.
And it also ended my weekend with Fable, I mean,
Oh yes,
right? Going
indeed.
Fable
That's
show.
right.
They got the mayor
Oh
on
yeah.
that show, man.
Yeah.
They went over the Chronicle, Eric. Remember that?
Oh,
The movie with you turned me on to that. So they went
That's
on to
right.
that.
Damn, yo, they're
We
doing
kind of
some
rewind.
wonderful things. You know what I'm saying with the Bad Batch, all
Absolutely.
over,
Beautiful
all
things,
over.
man.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, look
Yes.
at she said F class. Ninja the
Dude.
beheader,
Oh
Ninja is in
my
the building.
I was about to say, yo, chat, we do got to give shout outs to our girl because she's hitting the books in Division, but she just came out and said, kick the door down with her blade in hand and said F class, yo. So
Chibi
Ninja,
Tales.
always a pleasure, baby. Always a pleasure to see you.
Oh yeah, man. And then I want to give shout outs to Sheena, HKYF420. Shout outs to Sheena. Shout outs to Michelle Moonlit Comics. Shout out to our girl Q, J Rails 247.
Yep.
Shout out to the community. So
Mhm.
now that we're in it, man, we're in the thick of it, Eric. I mean, I can't help it. I'm already giddy.
Yes, indeed.
So I hand this off to you, my brother, and then I follow your lead. So let's
Yes,
go ahead and
man.
dance in
Let's
the
hit
pale
it.
moonlight.
Let's hit it. All right, Prime. So breaking this down, man. I mean, we know you're a fan of anime, but we don't know how did you first get into it, man? How did you first get into anime?
Well, I pondered this question for a while, and
great.
I think it really breaks down to when I knew what anime was and pre that. Because before I knew what anime was as like a genre or even where it was from, like Pokemon and Digimon were big. I remember saving my birthday money to buy a Game Boy so I could get Pokemon when they first came out. All my friends had it.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're going with actual anime, 2001, and I know this specifically because of the air date of what I'm about to reference.
All right.
Toonami was running anime at this point, but they weren't overly promoting it as anime. It was just these awesome shows. And I'm sure anime was dropped. But over on Tech TV, starting in 2001, they ran a 4-hour block on Friday night and Saturday night that was specifically called Anime Unleashed.
Nice.
That was the block of programming that introduced me even to the term anime.
Okay.
And then I started to link all these different styles together. But
oh man, JJ, crack me up.
We know your tags.
Yeah.
So with Anime Unleashed, Toonami was airing some good stuff, but when it hit Adult Swim, that's when you started to see the swearing and the blood and the more mature cartoons.
Oh yeah.
And I found that a little bit earlier on Anime Unleashed because they were running for the first hour. They were running a show called Better Man, and this was like a psychological horror thriller show.
Interesting.
And it is the show I credit to my love of anime because when I first came into it, I mean, I'm like 12. So I'm at that stage where it's like I'm kind of wanting something more mature, but, whatever. And then I find this psychological horror, and I'm just like, what the hell am I watching?
Man, dude, that's now, can you, two questions. What was the name of that anime again that you just...
Better Man.
Better Man. Okay, I'm going to have to freaking look that one out because that's one that I haven't heard about, man. Better Man. Okay. And then just kind of going back to where you said not in terms of watching, but how you said Digimon was out and Pokemon was out and you saved up your money, Game Boy, to buy Pokemon. Which color did you get?
I
Which
bought red
Pokemon?
first.
Oh, okay. So you had that Charizard. You're going with that
I was
fire
a
lizard.
Charizard fan.
All right.
In years, though, I gotta say I'm more of a Venusaur fan.
Ah, okay. All
Okay.
right.
I love me some Charizard, but I play Venusaur way more often.
Venusaur is dope, man. I mean, he's just looking good. And I was a blue. I started out with Squirtle, my Blastoise with my man, 50 grand right there, you know. Yes, indeed. So let's see. So Steve, you want to take this next question, brother?
Oh yeah, man, I do. So, what was your first anime you watched that hooked you in, that just got you, and you said, I'm in, down, going down the alleyway to anime."
I mean, I've already brought it up, but Better Man. So with Better Man, I don't know if you guys know the King of Braves, Gao Gaigar. That's usually the more known anime, but Better Man is an offshoot of that through 2 characters and a reference. So otherwise, it's just in the same world. But it follows this virus that's going around the world known as Algernon, and it infects the people, and they basically go mental. But then when they die, their body becomes the flower bed for the Animus flower. And the main characters, or one of the main characters that we're following, eats the seed to transform into different forms. So each of these seeds grant different powers to Better Man.
Oh yeah!
Dang,
Shout outs to
dude.
Tomorrow Cinema, Manny. What's
What's
the
up?
Asian? Manny's
Tomorrow.
different perspective. What's going on, my brother? All right. My bad on the air. Can I continue with the next question?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
you want to get that? Because I feel like I threw us off a little bit, man.
No. Go ahead. You
So
got it.
so okay, what anime or manga had a major impact in your life? You know, aside for Better Man, what was one that stuck out to you that was just another one that you kind of hugely impacted your life?
So I actually have an answer for both.
Okay.
The anime that I actually credit for probably impacting my life the most is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
Nice.
The reason for that, my 8th grade summer going into my freshman year of high school, I was in a bike accident. And now I live in a small town where we're known for football and farmers. You know, so I grew up hunting, fishing, football, baseball, doing the sports thing. But when I had this bike accident, I actually developed a blood clot within my brain. So for a year and a half, I was on blood thinner, and the doctor straight up told me I would probably never be able to play contact sports again.
Wow.
So it ended my sports career then and there, or any aspects I even had. So like I wrestled, I basketball, all of that. When I lost all that, I lost a lot of my friends too, because small town, you know, real cliquey.
Yeah.
So then as I'm watching anime and other cartoons, because I mean, I haven't shook the habit of watching cartoons at this point.
That's right.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Came on, and I knew that there were kids that played Yu-Gi-Oh! And I got invited to play because I was collecting the cards but not playing the game. So through that, I met a whole slew of other straight up nerd friends that exposed me to even more anime than I knew was out there at the time. And it was through Yu-Gi-Oh! And some of these friends I still interact with to this day. So it's probably had the longest lasting impact on my life.
Okay.
You
got a follow-up question from Bleeding Star. Did you see Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0?
No.
Okay.
I know, honestly, I did. I have recently gone back to watch like Yami Yugi Yu-Gi-Oh! It is rough.
Oh no! Don't hurt me like that.
Oh man!
And also,
Dang,
can we give Eric? I'm sorry, man. Can we give shout outs to our girl Q?
That's right, Q. What's going on, girl? Happy to see you. Yeah, no. So because I know Yu-Gi-Oh, like, you know, especially when it was here, you know, when it finally came down to, you know, the US and stuff, it did have like a heavy, it just created a deep impact, you know, amongst, you know, young, like the youth that are just starting to watch anime, and then also like hitting hard with like their TCGs. And right now, I mean, their TCGs is, I don't know if you are still collecting any of the cards or anything like that, but like they've got super intricate with all of those, with the things that they're doing, and the artwork have just blown up, man, really blown up.
Yeah, I haven't collected since I forget what set it was in, but the V to Z Dragon Catapult Cannon, because that was one of my favorite decks.
Yeah.
That was about the time I stopped, but that was around the time I graduated, and then all of my friends stopped playing. And to answer that question, I started playing like the anime taught me. Quickly found out how wrong I was. And then we still continued to play, I'm sure, wrong as far as tournament legal rules go.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm glad that Inja asked this question, because Inja and I had a conversation saying the same damn thing. So the three of us could have been playing this the way the TV show was repping, dude, and we still would have all had fun. You know what I'm saying?
She followed up with, "Answer my question."
Yeah. Inja don't play, man. We got another question from Bleeding Star. There's a anime character called Q. Let's just use a reminder. Reindeer Demon Girl.
Demon
Girl. Huh.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Look at something. Simmer down. Simmer down before I put your ass on timeout.
He's like, dude, he's like, I don't want to get shanked. You know what I mean? Because Inja's always with that blade. Everybody knows in the chat, she comes repping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at this. Yeah. Inja, you couldn't have said the best words ever, man. Those true words were never spoken. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. So, like, seeing how you had mentioned, like, just like already two very kind of like eclectic, like genres, with Better Man kind of going more deeper into that kind of like psychological, more mature, kind of brand of anime, and then like how you had mentioned with Yu-Gi-Oh, just they couldn't be any further apart, right, in terms of like their genre and whatnot. But with that being said, yes, drive safe, Inja. What would you say your top like genre of anime is? At least, I mean, you can even go from where you started and then kind of like where it evolved into what you're watching now.
Well, I can start from now. Currently, it's isekai, and I'm getting really sick of isekai.
Okay.
Come on.
Dave.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good isekai out. If like Jobless Reincarnation, you've got Slime.
Yeah.
I just finished World's Finest Assassin is reincarnated as an aristocrat.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun.
Interesting. I actually just came across that book, so I'm glad I know that it's a good one.
Yeah, I'm on board for the next season of that. But I'm getting really burned out on the genre myself. Typically, I lean towards supernatural, dipping into supernatural horror. I like my superpowers, but I usually like them soul or spirit based. So like Naruto and Bleach, did it for me because they're all like internal energies, whereas like One Piece at the time really didn't float my boat. Granted, they're completely different genres, but power wise, I'm not a big One Piece fan.
All right,
I feel you. Eric's been tugging at me, to kind of watch that. I've watched some series, like some of the episodes where the Great Battle and Ace, that one gets to me. But
I've watched a lot of it. I think I've watched 400 to 600 of the episodes.
Okay.
Because I know kind of where I'm at and through. But it hit a point where, I mean, One Piece is like 100% world building and 10% advancing the plot.
Yeah. It's a slow race. It is definitely a slow race, but yeah, just like like how you said, it's very world based centric, and it's really good, really good.
One Piece. I remember watching One Piece as a kid when 4Kids put it out with the pirate rap, Yayo Yayo, Luffy.
Yep, I do remember that, dude.
So bad.
Yes, and there was like I think there was another kind of anime that was somewhat similar, like in terms of art style, and the main character, he had like an afro, and he had long nose hairs, and he could just like do stuff. It was like yes. I remember. Yeah, when I was younger, I used to think like that they were like kind of like one and the same, and I was just like, I don't know that I can get into that. And then finally, I gave One Piece a chance, and it just hooked me in. But it's funny that you mentioned with Bleach and Naruto because like they're considering that they're very internal, like power setting. What's going on, Lord Chucks? Welcome, man. Good to see you.
Over at the BLCC.
But like with their abilities kind of being in that, would you say like between the two, like are you more for like the Naruto like power base set, or would you say you're more of the Bleach with the soul?
See, Bleach wins me over in two aspects. One, it's the soul power. Two, it's the
Break it down.
katanas. I'm a sucker for a katana.
Yes.
So I will 100 admit a bias there. Like I was reading Bleach and Naruto, and like I kept bouncing back and forth between the two on like which one I cared about this week. Typically, depended on where they were in the story.
Right.
For sure, man. So can we get a Benkai for your boys?
Oh yeah, you heard it here, folks. Cryo Prime breaking down the Bankai. Oh my gosh, yeah. I think let's see. We got Bleeding Star with the question. Do you see Hiraguru
wait, hold on. Sorry, my bad.
No, sorry. I was like it got stuck with the pronouncing of the name. Higurashi
original version. Not drawn a memory anyway.
No, not for me. I have not. But my man Bleeding Star, I mean, he's like he has knowledge, like definitely has seen a lot of different animes, you know what I mean? And Bleeding Star, man, definitely,
Oh, I have.
Oh,
okay, bam. Yes, he has.
There we go.
Look at him. It's When They Cry. And yes, that is that is a good one.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. See, my man, shout out to Bleeding Star, man. He just knows.
I know we got to get him on the panel. Just be like, he could just be like, yo, Steve, let me get in here with Eric real quick.
He'll just show me a way too,
Just show us both. You know what I mean?
Yes. Let's see. So what out of like the characters like that you or like the different animes that you had mentioned, like would you say that there's a character in mind that you have a tendency to gravitate more towards, like either just a certain particular character or just one that's like there's always like say like the main hero, the main person, the protagonist, like would you say like you gravitate mainly towards them, or is it just completely different for and varies from series to series?
It varies from series to series, and it's usually based on like character motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Naruto, I'm not really the biggest Naruto fan. I like Sasuke better. As much as I hated his emo phase, I understood his reasons for what he wanted.
Sure.
But then you get over to Bleach, and as much like Bleach was just Ichigo's cool because you really didn't know his motivation outside of saving his friends.
Right.
Otherwise it's all Aizen's plan. So
yeah,
there's that. But if we're talking character, there's one character that I really enjoyed, and it's from an anime called Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles.
Okay.
It's from Studio Clamp. They did Cardcaptor Sakura.
Oh, okay. That I'm familiar with.
Take those characters, but transpose them into this world because they just rinse and repeated characters into this story.
Sure. Okay.
So Sakura is a princess. Shaoran is like her friend that's helping her and whatnot. Brother's there. But Sakura loses her memories when they go into a temple that activates. Okay. And these memories get consolidated into feathers and then scattered throughout the multiverse. So then Shaoran casts a Blood Sea. That's a good one. I had the sword for that, by the way. Woo! So Shaoran and Halleck, nice, because that's the same universe. So they activate a spell to where they get transported to the witch from Halleck, and she grants them the powers to traverse the universe to search for her memories. But in order to do it, they have to give up that which is most important to them. And to Shaoran, it's his bond with Sakura.
Okay.
And you think, okay, so you give up the bond with Sakura, but you can forge a new bond, right?
Sure.
No.
Oh,
You
okay.
gave up the bond with Sakura because there's a point later on in the show where she's starting to like realize like you have to be important to me because you're doing all this, and like she's putting pieces together, and suddenly there's this like reset snap, and she's like, "Wait, what are we talking about?"
Oh,
So what he goes through and just what he's willing to give up to save her is always like you don't see the heroes that willing to lose in order to win.
right. Dang.
So that one
Dang.
always, that sacrifice basically always really stuck with me.
Yeah, that's a pretty powerful thing. So, I mean, I mean, I think it's safe to assume, that you would have like that part of you, right? Like that's something that you're just a very probably giving person, very sacrificial, putting others first before yourself, So, I mean, at least that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting just based on the character that you described,
Very
That's
much so.
that's cool, man. That is cool.
Now,
Insane.
now do you have a favorite anime character or a few that you're fond of or that you personally like have connected with, like in one specific character that you have? Maybe they could be like a top 5.
Okay.
Well, one other character that really hit probably closer to home than it should. Have any of you guys seen the movie Silent Voice?
I've heard of it. I have not
I
seen it.
didn't
I don't
want
think
did it
so.
I think Wong brought
Should
that up.
watch it. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's gonna tug at your heartstrings.
I think
I'm not
Steve.
gonna lie.
I think you're right. I think Wong did mention that when he was on with us. That's true.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
But Shoya is the male character in that, and that movie deals pretty heavily with bullying and being an outcast in school, and like he starts off bullying someone and then it gets really bad, but he continues because the class is laughing at him. But then when the person he's bullying disappears, the class starts bullying him. And it's this classic. I mean, I'm saying it hit close because I lived it,
Yeah.
I was definitely bullied, like especially after I couldn't play sports. You get bullied by the popular sports kids because now you're a nerd. So then you bully the underclassmen because you can. Yep, I think the ovas are where it ended as far as the anime goes. The manga fully completed, and it's quite a ride for the last half.
Oh man, we're gonna have to check that out, Eric. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
check that
man.
out.
I mean, I love it. I love it. This is exactly why. I mean, you know what I mean? You just get the community members having their, such a wide variety. You get different walks from different viewers. You know what I mean? So this is gold right now.
Now you're a Genin, brother. You're a Genin.
I know, man.
No. He's a
No,
Sonin.
you're
He's
a
a Sonin.
Sonin. I was gonna say, brother.
What am I talking about?
You're
He's a
getting
Sonin.
your ninja rankings off, brother.
I know, man. They're gonna have to drop me a rank.
Yeah. So here, I kind of want to pedal back to because it's seeing how, like, I was a fan of, at the time of the big three, which was, Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, at least for a good portion of years, right? If you're anything like I was, as far as like the fan base, and the katana, how you had mentioned, the fan of the blade. Now, if you were inside that world, right, and you were one of the captains or what have you, did you ever think of a sword for yourself and how you would like call it forth?
Zen multiverse, what's going on?
What's up, Zen?
Not entirely, but yes.
Okay.
So I have no idea as far as like names or stuff, but yes, I've thought of it. So I really like the katana from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. What is it, Kadaj, where he's got the side-by-side katana. So I've always liked the idea of a normal katana, then you activate it and it splits.
Yeah.
And then in between the katana, you can focus your spirit energy to create an even sharper, like center blade that's like pure energy.
Yeah.
So that you hit with that. I have no idea as far as a Bankai past that, but I've at least given it that much thought.
Oh, there we go, man. I loved hearing that, man.
Dude, that sounds interesting too, man. You can't block that. And if you did,
Nah,
you better be on your on your coattails, man. Just trying to jump up in the air and off of some roof or something like that.
they're getting that hitting that spiritual plasma blade right there. That unblockable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. So okay. So now, if we were to just drop you in any anime world, what would be the anime world that you would be in, and why?
Question.
Sure.
Do I get main character status?
You can if you want to. I mean, it's your answer, baby.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I get main character status, I'm going with Gundam.
Oh, okay.
Because I would absolutely love to pilot a Gundam, and at least if I have main character status, I'm probably a new type, and I'm at least the most likely to survive the war.
Yeah.
And I would love a Gundam.
All right. That's dangerous world right there, man. That is very dangerous. Yeah.
Well, I wanted main character status, because if you're not talking main character status, you're probably dead on the battlefield to the main character.
Yeah.
But if we're not going with main character status, I would actually say Monster Girl Doctor, because Monster Girls.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a
Very
hilarious, the hilarious show.
That one entertained me way more than it probably should have.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve, I think you had
almost put what is it, Sylphiette or Sulf? I always forget how to pronounce her name. The snake girl from that anime. I almost put her on my waifu list.
Oh,
but I wasn't
okay.
sure if it didn't get too weird.
No, man,
man.
dude. I mean, look, with waifus, I mean, you can damn near transition like any character, and that bringing that up specifically. And we were talking about backstage, you were dropping some craziness with the waifus. So, chat, I want you to get this, man, because Cryo Prime's about to break it down in another fascinating, passion that he has. You see those toys back there. You see his builds, you guys. He just dropped some major waifu knowledge, also linking in with his passion for his mech tech. So let's hear it, Cryo.
I gotta find it because there we go.
So for you toy lovers out there, you know what I'm saying? You guys are going to get...
I'm drooling over here, dude, looking at his collection.
Yes, you guys are in for a treat, because this is just like, drop my jaw.
Are you going to open it? All right. So some of you guys might know the Bishoujo statue series, but they have decided to waifu Optimus Prime into an anime girl.
Oh my god, look how gorgeous she looks.
She's got the goggles on the head and everything, man.
And if I can find the other picture, oh, that's way down there. No wonder.
Decepticon.
That's
you gotta have the villain side, and they how they do the villains. You know what I mean? They make them extra spicy.
The Megatron is so much better than the Optimus in my opinion.
Definitely.
Damn, she's just like
military girl holding the bazooka with the thigh highs.
I mean, and she's just handling that blaster.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be looking to pre-order those in the near future.
And I'm sure you're not the only one. Yeah,
that's a waifu up situation, my brother.
Major, man. Those were just beautiful right there. Let's see. Steve, if you could pull up a Bleeding Stars question right there. Oh,
bam.
Oh, there we go. He just said
okay.
The female mechs. Yeah.
He's like, never mind. Question answered.
Yeah.
So if you were gonna pilot one of the Gundams, which Gundam is it gonna be, man? I mean, your main character, but like like looking at your models and what you've built, and I'm sure something always like if it's not a main character, something jumps out at you because there's a ton of them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and there's just a long list, but they all look dope. I mean, these new figures that are coming out every so often, man, I'm just like, oh, I want to get in the Gundam game, but I'm like, that's a slippery slope.
Can be very much so, because the Gundams have like this guy. The Easy 8. He's just generally one of my favorites, but this is just an
highlight
action
him.
figure.
Yeah, not you.
Yeah,
I'm
not
sorry.
me, babe.
I got you. Let's get you highlighted, brother. Bam.
There we go.
Oh, dude, look at that.
The Easy 8 from the 8th MS team, but this is just an actual action figure, not a model kit. So I've got a whole bunch of these. So when you get into the Gundam game, you're talking action figures. Do you want the 6-inch? Do you want the 3.5-inch?
I'd probably go 6-inch, man. You got to go 1/12 scale, you know?
So the Easy 8 is one of my favorites, so that would probably be one of my answers. But my top answer is the GPO3 from 0083 Stardust Memories, specifically with the Dendrobium mobile armor attachment, because that beam gun that's on that thing is massive.
Yeah, boy.
Dude, he's winning this war, man. He's taking the war on his back and bringing it to us.
Yeah, he is, man. You know what I mean? Down there. Oh, look at it. Bam.
Tulgi's 1. See, I always like the Tulgi's 3. I like the energy whip that he finally got.
Oh yeah, the energy whip's dope, man. Dude, I want the swords, dude. I just want those like lightsabers.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, the battle sequence I feel for Gundams, like, I mean, when you're actually getting into it, I mean, like, the animation is just, it's really something to be said, you know what I mean? Because it's not very often, I feel like, I mean, of course, if you're into the genre and everything, but, you know, when you're really getting an opportunity to see, like, just how far future is, and, you know, just like the battle sequence, like having mechs, and, you know, humans just piloting these big ass robots, you know what I mean? It's just, it's really entertaining, very entertaining.
And they're getting, the animation on those are getting crazy too, because Gundam Wing, see, I liked Evangelion, but I didn't get into it as much. I like the robots of that, but there's another mech show called Razafon that I got into way more than Ava. And it's kind of an Ava clone, but its mech looks a little more Egyptian style with these like wings that fold over its face.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Okay.
It's got some sound attacks, and it's got one of my favorite finishers because it's got like a bow and arrow thing where like this energy bow comes out and he shoots that into him. I love that.
That's sick, man.
Dang,
you got a follow-up question on some Gundam, man.
Oh, that is a good one. Because that's a loaded question too, Zen. Because there's a lot.
Favorite Gundam. It's hard. If I'm going to default to favorite, I'm actually going to say G Gundam, just because I think it's one of the funnest series, and Master Asia cracks me the hell up. I love it. But I do think that the 8th MS team is probably the best Gundam experience without getting into new types and psycho crazy stuff.
Okay.
So,
bam. Bleeding Star's a fan. Look at it. He followed up with a walk. Yes.
Yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I'm over here giddy as hell.
You know, man, I mean, Prime, I think just really breaking it down in terms of like how your eclectic, you know, the eclectic of your anime viewership, you know what I mean? Like, you really do kind of like have bits and pieces of every genre. Now, would you say is there one that you just do not have a tendency to just gravitate towards, like, if you've given it a shot? I mean, because you're a big sports guy, but you didn't mention sports into, you know, in terms of the genre with the anime. Is that the one that you're just like don't
really
go towards?
Died for me. Like, after my accident, they literally meant almost nothing because I couldn't play. Okay. And watching was just never that much fun. I always liked playing more than caring about the watching. So yeah, sports, I'll watch sports, but I don't go out of my way. And even when I do, it's usually the fighting type ones, the sword fencing stuff. I forget what it's called. There's one with the short dude that wants to be a sumo wrestler, and he's, you know, way short than what they typically recommend, but he just kicks ass because he put his heart into it.
Okay.
Turn A is good.
Yeah.
They need to make more Turn A model kits too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
there's not enough representation for that series.
Thanks. I haven't actually heard of it. So it's kind of that sumo wrestler was kind of like Rudy is in terms of like a short guy just living, with that determination.
So yeah, but sports wise, like I never got into like Eye Shield or the Haikyuu, Hyaku.
Yeah.
Never really did. And the basketball one, I watched some scenes that honestly just made me crack up because it's like this super anime like Dragon Ball Z moment where he's getting past the guy, and I'm just like, guys, it's basketball. I know you can say everything, but it's basketball.
There's like fast lines being drawn. He's like,
yeah, you've got like the laser eyes going.
Yeah. I mean, that's that's one big reason I feel like for me that I can't, I'm not like, super into sports. Whoa, what's going on? CRG, man. Anthony, good to see you, brother.
Another Team Nerd Herd anime brethren. What's going on, CRG?
That's right. I just, it is really hard for me to get past something like that, with the, when they're going for a huge spike and they're like, seems like they're jumping like 15 feet in the air, all to just spike down some, a ball. But it just, to me, it just is a little bit silly. But I mean, hey, there's, it's out there for everybody, and
well, it's got a fanboy or a fan base.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's being started to shout out a recommendation right there.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no.
Hakuna Receive.
All these right down. Check it out.
Yeah, man. Dude, so Cryo, I mean, what a pleasure it was to just have this opportunity to get to know you, and get to know you through the love of anime. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just truly brings everybody together. You know what I mean? It just has such a huge following, from all different walks of life, and just has a major impact on every one of us. And, when you're really deep and you have the passion for it, man. So again, I really do appreciate your time in being here and just kind of like talking shop with us, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I love talking anime, especially when I can get recommendations of stuff I haven't checked out.
For sure, man. And I mean, you've given Eric and I some stuff to go back to, man.
That's right, man. I mean, this is just the beauty of just having, just again, like kudos to just everybody in the chat and, people watching the rewind, just with this whole community building, we're just all, geeking out on things that we love. And it really does feel like it just brings us a lot closer together with community members, considering, that we're sometimes oceans away, like 8 hours away, what have you. But it really does mean a lot, again, to Cryo and to you guys in the chat and watching the rewind, that you guys are just taking the time to just chill out with us and, like be a part of this rapping session, So, so Cryo, what can we be expecting from you in the future, man? What do you got plugging for us?
Well, you guys caught me in the middle of building. So I've already got this built, but I'm working on the Gundam Live Lance Heaven.
Ooh, don't put it down yet, brother. Okay, there we go. Woo, look at that.
Dude, that is sick, yo.
And I can't show the kit because I've already disassembled it as I'm priming it for paint and everything.
Yeah.
That's getting entered into a contest that some store I buy from is hosting. So you're going to see some, at least on my Instagram, you're going to see some builds in process. Like I've actually been color testing.
That looks amazing, dude.
Nice.
And I was painting a sword for Grimlock with some color shifting paint.
That is sick.
Yeah,
dude.
That's a work of art right there, man. Truly talented.
My Instagram is going to be going through a bit of a restructure because, like I said earlier, I just moved into this house like 4 months ago. So up until that point, all my Instagram has just been, look at what I got, because I haven't been able to do much.
Sure.
Moving forward, my Instagram is going to show a lot more builds in process, pseudo anime reviews. I'm thinking about starting to review some of the manga that I'm reading because I've got a laundry list of that I've been going through.
Love it.
Like I just finished The Promised Neverland, and I just picked up the first volume of Spy Family, and
nice.
the first volume of I forget what it's called. I just ordered it.
That is so awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
no worries, man. That's Spy Family. Yeah, that was one that I have definitely want to be getting into.
I
Read
heard
the
I heard it
concept
was
of
good,
it.
and volume 1 was just sitting on the shelf, so I grabbed it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thinking
You're
about
lucky.
doing that.
Mhm.
My YouTube channel is I'm trying to put out at least one video a week, but it's leaning towards toy reviews and builds.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning more on the edited side of things because I found that when I went live, building is just weird live because like I can't watch stuff or like listen to stuff and build at my own leisure. So you're gonna see a lot more edited stuff than live out of me there.
Okay.
I'm still figuring things out. So things are very rough at the moment, but I've got an idea of where I want to push, and it's going to be a lot of builds and some anime reviews and manga stuff.
Oh man. And so you guys, if you guys are not following Cryo, I have his Instagram here. Definitely follow him.
Yep.
You guys are looking at some of his builds. Some of his Gundam builds are amazing.
Yeah.
Just the attention to detail, because painting is hard, guys. The airbrushing,
Yes.
weathering, all that is hard. So for Cryo to be able to do this, I want to say, I mean, he's probably years involved in, obviously, in the background, having like kit bashes, and also like some other like extensive exclusives that he's done with lighting. I mean, a lot of the stuff that he has, guys, is really intricate. I highly recommend you follow my boy, and talk to
Yeah,
him, man. Look
sure
at
enough,
this.
one of my
I was
Oh,
more
gonna
favorite
say
builds.
that's War Greymon. Was that who that is?
War
that is
Greymon. And then I
sick
got
stuff.
really into LEDs, so he's got LEDs in his eyes.
Bam! Shout out to Matt, our brother Matt.
Mateo,
Eric,
what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man.
good to see you, man. Much love up in Vegas, my brother.
That's right.
Yeah, like these are the final products that I'm shooting for, and honestly, I'm shooting for even better quality than what I'm at. Like, I want to put my stuff out there because I feel like it drives to get better, and that's what I'm aiming for. Because
HK
I
Waifu
constantly look at these people that are like entering Gundam Builders World Championship, the GBWC. Like I look at the stuff they build, and I'm like, how do you even conceptualize what you're doing here, and then get that?
Yeah.
It
truly is a work of art. It truly is a work of art, man. I mean, I definitely don't have the amount of accuracy, like I feel like I'm just like, like wiggle fingers over here, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like just seeing the detail, man, I would love to see like a tutorial, for beginners to see like, because I think like for those kind of builds and you want to get into everything like that, it's just really hard to try to pick and choose like who you're going to be learning from, you know what I mean? And like somebody that is just very down to earth that can kind of explain it. I mean, I feel like if you haven't done so already, man, I feel like a tutorial for you would be like, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I've got some advice that I'd like to throw out there in my videos, but especially when it comes down to doing the tutorial stuff, at the end of the day, it's just trial and error.
Yeah.
Like learn the tutorials. Like I've tried some stuff that didn't work. I've tried some stuff that turned out way different than I thought it was gonna, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
So it's all trial and error. Even if you watch 100 tutorials on how to do something, once you go and do it yourself, it's completely different.
Right. That is true.
Yeah, man, I've been wanting to kind of do some paint jobs on like some of these action figures, do a little black wash to get the detailing out, man. So I can't wait to see what you got, like your techniques and everything like that, cuz just the background of the spoon was just so like
Clean.
that it just poof pops out at you. Look at
and
that.
these are the colors that I'm thinking about working into the kit that I just showed off. I do have a video up on my YouTube channel where I fully break down what I'm looking at doing to it, but essentially picture an iceberg with ice on the outside of the shell, and then the inside is like the blues and then shifting into the darker greens. It's the effect I'm shooting for. I don't know if I'll nail it half as well as I'm describing it, but
It seems like you're on your way, man, with those, with all 4 colors right there that you just showed off. I mean, that just seems like it's going to be a beautiful transition,
That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, man. So
Yes.
Eric,
Well, yes. No, I was going to say, I mean, with that being said, I mean, Cryo, like truly appreciate your time, man. Thank you for showing us. I mean, we got more than we bargained for, man. I mean, you just not only did you drop, a major knowledge in your walk of anime life, but we also got an opportunity to see War Greymon. I mean, dude, that's just super nostalgic, and the fact that you just added to, I mean, incredible, and then not going on, with just a lot of your other builds that you're doing, and just kind of looking forward to what we're going to be seeing ahead of time, So we truly appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's like interacting throughout this community has been nothing but positive vibes. And
yeah,
I mean, I can tell you now, my Instagram and my YouTube channel, even having videos, would not have happened if it wasn't for the positive encouragement that I've constantly seen through all of these communities. So
I agree.
At the end of the day, I feel blessed just to be included, and to be able to do stuff like this is just awesome, even from my perspective. So
yeah, no, I think you're truly echoing what everybody here in the chat, like with the whole entire community as a whole. I mean, yeah, you hit the nail right on the head, man.
Oh man,
Ooh, what's going on?
AFPAC is in the building, man.
Always
Station TM Nerdy mixed
There
station.
he is. There's
Brother
the man right there.
Positive vibes. Although I echo the same sentiments as my brothers. Yeah, there you go. There you go. This community is so awesome. I mean, ever giving of their time, and everybody's just so welcoming. I think everybody's like minded, and they're just very, very welcoming. I mean, I just have never met a community so welcoming. I know I'm emphasizing that, but it just feels like you meet people that you've talked to, and when you finally get to meet them, I mean, it's like you've been friends for forever. You
Yeah.
talk what you love, and then you get to know even more about them. So
yes.
damn, positive reigns supreme.
That's
Man,
right. That's
the
right.
power of positivity.
Oh yeah, baby.
You got to close out with that, but there's also one thing you got to close out. You know what I mean, Eric?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, hey, again, you guys, we'd like to thank you once again, for being here. Or those of you guys that are catching us on the rewind, appreciate your time. And with that being said, you guys, Cryo, would you like to take us out, brother?
Absolutely. If you want to view it right, anime for life.
Ooh, good evening, y'all.
Yeah. Peace out, y'all.